So, people, the most important move in the entire golf swing, and over 95% of amateurs know nothing about it. If every single great ball striker is in this position and you're not, then you're probably wasting your time. This will help you stop flipping, create lag, create shaft length, create speed, and improve your all-round ball striking. Now let's have a look at some of the hidden moves to great ball striking. Johnny Miller explains the secret to the amateur player, and we'll show you how to immediately jump to the next level with some of the best drills and the best feels that you've ever seen.
Craig, what's this position just past impact that we see all the best ball strikers in?
All right, the most important position probably in the golf swing for amateur golfers here, when the club is parallel to the ground here, what we're seeing is these 1, 2, 3 fingers of the glove hand, and this is really an indicator that they have released the club and rotated the club effectively. Now, what are we seeing with amateur golfers here? We're seeing the left hand on top, and if you are a left hand on top player, you're probably not going to reach your potential here. This is a key element here for great ball striking. What we need to have a look at is 3 checkpoints. Basic, clear, and simple. When the left hand is underneath the chin here, with the logo directly under the chin, we're creating a right angle and then shaft lean, and then we're going to rotate these fingers slightly through the golf ball. This is the key to storing up your power, storing up your energy to get shaft lean compression, just to move through the ball like the great players do.
So good, Craig. And before we go in, we're going to show a clip of Johnny Miller in a second, but let's just go through that one more time. The 90-degree angle that we're seeking here with good ball strikers, and we'll show someone next to Craig here. Notice the hands underneath the chin, and the angle between the club and that being about a 90-degree angle. That's like, you know, having enough lag there, getting the club and hand deep enough, right, that Craig talks about.
You're getting it deep enough in,
Yeah, deep enough and forward. And then from there, it's the shaft lean at impact. Right, we would see good golf. What's a normal shaft lean amount, Craig, you're looking for?
Well, you look at the PGA Tour average, and it might sound technical, but we can be technical without being mechanical. The fact is, with iron shots, we're looking around 12 degrees of shaft lean here.
12 degrees shaft. So that might put their hands kind of just inside left leg for a golfer, you know, at an impact position.
Exactly.
Something like that. And then the little rotation of the fingers through the golf ball. A lot of amateurs worry about this position through the ball of having this rotation, but Johnny Miller, Craig, was quite the ball striker. He did okay for himself. And he has a little clip here that we want to show you talking about the release through impact. Check this out.
And another way of thinking it is this left thumb. I want you to think of this. Your thumb starts at the ball. It doesn't matter what kind of grip you have, that thumb is going to point at the ball. And when you go back, everybody's way over here, and you're coming down here. And boy, this thumb now has got a lot of work to do to get back to that ball when you get down in here. So you got to know that it doesn't keep staying here. If your thumb hangs back here, pointing there, you're going to be a slicer, or a push slicer. You got to know that a lot of the power in golf comes from the thumbs here, and then in just this much time, it goes whoom, and the club moves 5 feet. That's where the pros get all that power you don't see, is because the average amateur gets up here, and he comes down here, and he goes like this. There's no crossover power, where a lot of pros, like a Tiger Woods, will get down here real deep, or Ben Hogan, real here, and then in just one little flash, they go whoo, and they get all that crossover power. That's where a lot of the power comes, by taking that thumb, getting it back to square at impact, or if you draw it, making the thumb actually get ahead of the ball at impact, and that's a draw, and then you hit that way, okay?
Awesome clip from Johnny Miller, one of the best ball strikers ever. Craig, really like how you show this drill of the ability to rotate the fingers, really keyed in on from the elbow down, right, and really making sure the tricep and the shoulder position. Let's kind of talk through some of those details.
Yeah, creating this crossover power, it's just essential here. But let's have a look how we can create what we call this separation in the golf swing. There's a couple of separation points in the golf swing, and this is definitely one of them. Now, what we're trying to do, this is a really good drill to create some body awareness for you. The right palm pointing away, the left palm pointing to us. And what I want you guys to do is just to swap the roles here. Now we're just going to slowly rotate the fingers, but we're rotating from the elbow joints down. We're not rotating from the tricep and the shoulder. And this is difficult for a lot of people out there. I think that the natural thing, Eric, when we look at golf, is really a natural move. You wouldn't say it's a mistake, is to really start down with this shoulder coming out. The train move, understanding that creating this separation here from the elbow joints down, is something that we actually must learn. And this is the best way just to create the feeling here of crossing these hands over, and so that we can really store up in that last split second, get these hands to cross like all the great players are.
And there's two key things I think when you're doing that, right, is the ability to do that while keeping the tricep still connected and the trail shoulder still down.
I think that's a great point. When we're looking at this, it's almost like you're sliding this arm here across your stomach, and then we can actually rotate everything perfectly. You can see that my right arm's staying in. It's not rotating from the shoulders, not rotating from the tricep, which brings the hip out, that brings the club out, and gets us all in all sorts of trouble. It's just the ability to square up, rotate from the elbow joints down. If you can just separate that part without the tricep moving, you're moving in the right direction.
It's so good. Let me hop in there, Craig. And so when you guys are practicing this, and we'll show you on the screen here some examples of like what we're looking for, right, with the pro models, and we'll show you some amateur golfers. We're going to see the amateurs, Craig, coming through in something like this oftentimes, right, where the lead hand is above the right hand. You can't see those left fingers. The face is typically too open, glancing blows, not a lot of power, not a lot of compression, not a lot of consistency. Adam Scott's a great example of this, but we can look at pro after pro after pro who all get into this similar spot, guys. When the club is parallel to the ground, like Craig's showing you, it's just a little bit of that rotation. And Craig, something like just getting the toe right on top of the heel, I think for most golfers,
it's not a huge move.
Not a huge move, just getting the toe on top of the heel when you come through, like you're going to see with a lot of the golfers. If you're someone as a right-hander who misses weak right, that's your miss, you know, obviously you want to make sure you do things to get the club face square earlier, stronger grip, backswing, but we want to make sure we release the club on the way down, right? Like Johnny Mo said, a lot of that's happening down at the bottom. And so feeling that while keeping that right tricep, I feel like that tricep is connected to the side, right? The elbow stays more or less pointed towards me and the trail shoulder stays down. What I'm not doing like that tennis forehand, right, is the elbow pointed away from the target, the tricep away from my body, and this high right shoulder. That's not what we're going for. We're going for low right shoulder, tricep connected, elbow still pointed towards me as I release those fingers.
Yeah, just right shoulder down and to release those hands. It's just perfect how you said that.
And it's a really cool visual. You'll see Craig on the screen here doing that little motion. This is what you're trying, just get the club kind of parallel to the ground to parallel to the ground. It's a lot of this motion at the bottom half of the swing. And when I put that in here, it should feel pretty free and athletic, Craig, right? This is not like I'm trying to hold on any angles or anything here. Yeah, and there's a probably 2-yard 8-iron draw right at my target. Feeling like I'm freely releasing the club. So Johnny Miller, Adam Scott, all those players, Craig Hanson, me, you, want to be able to do the same thing in your golf swing. All right, guys, so keep in mind when you're doing this, a lot of amateur golfers will start to release the club like this and then start hooking the ball left a little bit. And I want you to know that's a good sign for a lot of you, if you start hooking the ball to the left. See, most golfers, like Craig talked about, they're at the door, they're right at the door to improve, but then they go back to the old style. You want to make sure you keep releasing it this way. If you can get the club face more close through the hit like this, now you'll be able to do things like get the shaftling at impact. Okay, you'll be able to do things like get your body working through the ball correctly, all of which have an opening effect on the club face. Don't be afraid of this release through the hit. It's going to ultimately make you hit it much, much better. If you enjoyed today's video, that little like button down below helps us a lot. Leave us a comment. Thank you guys for watching. All right, guys, if you're interested in a winter golf school, we just made the dates live for December, January, and February down in Boca Raton in South Florida. We're partnering with our good friends at the Don Law Golf Academy. I've personally hand-selected some of the best coaches in the world to be there along with me to give you a 2-day event that I want you to never forget. I want you to have a transformational event for your golf game. I want you to have a blast. I want to hang out and spend some time together. We're going to work on your game in the morning. We're going to go play in the afternoon. Plus, you're going to get access to everything we have on the website. You're going to get 90 days of coaching afterwards. We want to give you a plan to ideally cut your handicap in half, right? To really make a difference in your game. I'd love to have you there. We had a great time at Woodstone in September. We're going to have a great time this winter. We'll put a link in the description down below. It'll be the first link. Click on that, check out the details, send us a message with any questions you have. Look forward to seeing some of you there. If you want to watch more like this, check out this video next.